What's up, people? In this video, we're going to watch something like this. Girl recovering from anorexia takes on heart attack grill. Rebecca Leung. Is this her? Is this the girl recovering from anorexia? Well, 125,000. Oh yeah, interesting. God, I can't wait till I get this many subscribers. Like, I actually can't wait. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but like, I just feel like I would like feel complete as a person. Is this what I need to do? Stuff like this. She's cute. All right. Anyway, maybe I should just say that I'm recovering from an eating disorder. I'll like automatically be famous, right? Okay. Let's be serious. This is interesting, I guess. If you guys have any other recommendations for
Good morning and welcome to the store.
YouTubers or videos you want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment. Yeah, that's it. Try and keep the videos, if possible, like no longer than like 30 minutes, like tops, if possible, right? It's just this is good, this length. All right, let's watch this.
Story of breakfast. This is our breakfast kerfuffle. In the morning, we got complimentary pastries for breakfast. And I was kind of thrown off by that because I was thinking I'll get like a big breakfast or like a buffet, and I was just being a bit spoiled. And I started eating the pastries because I didn't want to waste the food, but I knew that I didn't want to have it. I have to eat this or nothing else. So once I started eating it, I was like, then I can't have anything else. So I was sad.
It was all a bit crazy.
After I had finished 2 pastries, I was thinking, I really want to have an egg, cheese, and bacon muffin. I was just sitting thinking about it for a long time, making like big sighing noises and just looking sad. Then Tyler decided that he was going to get one, so that made it really helpful for me to go and get one myself. So here it is!
I think that the problem is that you will sit and ponder and let someone else make a decision. You also won't eat that if I don't. That's your next step. Key fact for all you listeners out there.
Hello.
Is all guys and partners of any type love when a person eats a lot. I'd brag if you eat a lot of food and you get through it. I would brag to my friends, be like, oh, what? Rebecca could eat all that, no problem. She gonna eat, all right? We have all you can eat, and she gonna eat. Don't ever feel bad about eating more than anyone, or wanting to eat more, or having more hunger, because we love that shit.
All right. I'll keep eating.
My holiday around the west coast of the USA has presented many challenges for my recovery. And if you've watched my LA video, you will know that complacency has been an issue for me. And I promised myself that I would fight hard to make the most of this holiday, but even now in Las Vegas, Tyler is very kindly pointing out that I'm still following the crowd, not taking initiative. So this is where Heart Attack Grill comes in.
Here we are at Heart Attack Grill.
The infamous Heart Attack Grill has...
All right, so interestingly enough, I just before this video, I did the Kino Body video on how to stop binge eating. Okay, and that was very well. I thought one part of that video was very interesting because he cites a study in that video where he says that they did an experiment at an all-you-can-eat buffet, and to one, like they had 2 groups of people. To one group, they said like, go ahead, eat, whatever you want, have fun, enjoy yourself, right? And to the other group, they said they like made them feel guilty about it, like, oh yeah, this is like really bad for you. It's just like a lot of calories. Like you'll probably get fat after this, and like you should probably like worry more about your health, blah blah blah. So like the group that they tried to make feel guilty, or that felt guilty about it, I guess, they ate like 50% more calories. I'm paraphrasing what he says. I haven't like checked the numbers, but like they ate a lot more, basically, is the point. So when I watched that, I was thinking to myself, and I guess the point that he makes is that feeling guilty is a big part of binging, right? And again, like I said, in my experience, that seems to be true, because once you eat one thing that's like that you feel guilty about eating, you're like, man, I really shouldn't have eaten that. It makes it much easier to eat more stuff that you kind of feel guilty about eating, right? So now this is the first like whatever eating disorder video that I've watched since that one. Now I'm kind of seeing it with that like additional dimension, right? Like this girl, for example, she feels guilty, like she saw the pastries, she thought about it, she ate it, and then she doesn't say that she felt guilty. I'm assuming that she did. She felt guilty, and then she's like, okay, well now I want a sausage bacon McMuffin, whatever, right? And then I don't know, is this the same day where she goes to Heart Attack Grill? I'm not really sure. But okay, so God, I hope I don't have to make this fucking point in every single video, but the point that I made in the Kino Body video was that telling people to not feel guilty about eating something is technically good advice, right? Like you shouldn't feel that guilty if you fucking eat whatever, some pastries. Like that's good advice. The danger that you run, and why I don't say that, is because I believe that that message will be misinterpreted by people who need a little bit more tough love, right? Like that's a good message for somebody who has good habits in place and who's already fit and who already like has mostly a clean diet. And just like has proper habits in place. Somebody doesn't have those proper habits in place, then, and you tell them like, oh, you don't need to feel guilty about eating bad food, then every time they think to themselves that they should eat it, they're going to eat it, is what I think. Okay, so I'm not sure. I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. Anyway, let's just watch this.
Apparently been fighting anorexia since 2005 with their high-fat ice cream. Not sure how that works, but anyways. So this thing is a hospital-themed restaurant, hence the gowns, IVs, and prescription bottles. And the cool thing, well, coolish thing, if you don't finish all your food, a nurse spanks you 3 times.
Are you hungry?
I'm a little hungry.
I wanted to do something that really scared me, and frankly scared Tyler too.
Oh, she's really gets in there.
But this time I wanted to do it for myself, and not because Tyler told me to.
Hello, this is me from the future. When I sat down, I was extremely overwhelmed by the menu. One of the options that you could have was 8 patties on the burger, and she said it was over 2,000 calories, and so I was like, I'm gonna have 1 single patty. But then we were sitting there, and I was, drinking my IV wine, and I just felt like I needed to make the most of that experience. So when I talk about a challenge, I mean that I upped my burger to a double patty, double cheese. The restaurant itself is quite scary because it makes a big statement on the food being fatty and calorically dense, and there was a sign at the door that said, warning, don't come in if you want to be healthy. I don't think you expected that I would finish it.
No, not a chance. When I started eating it, I was like, there's no way you're finishing this.
I don't know if you guys relate to this, but sometimes if someone gives you the option not to finish something, it's almost like a way out. You don't have to do it. But for me, it was more like, I don't know what happened. I just wanted to finish it.
All right, so this is good, right? I think as an exercise, and again, this is like alien to me because I don't have this problem, but like if you're an anorexic girl, I think this is a good exercise to get over that, right? And it's kind of funny actually that this is the heart attack grill, right? Because they say like one way, I think Freud used to do this, but one way that he would help his patients in therapy, and you can think what you want about Freud, but he was a very he had like a good track record as a therapist, like in terms of actually being able to help people with their problems. One thing that he would do, I think this was Freud, is that he would, like, let's say somebody comes to them with a problem, he would kind of like force them to have the problem in his presence immediately, right? Like, let's say like, oh, I'm scared of, I don't know, fucking like water bottles, whatever. And he's like, oh, you're scared of water bottles? Here's a water bottle. Go ahead, get scared now. Like, be scared. Ugh, you know what I mean? He would like force them to do it, and like they couldn't do it, right? They wouldn't be able to do it on cue. So that's kind of what this is, right? And it's kind of funny that this is the heart attack grill because they make a joke out of the like anorexia thing. So why is that funny? It's because they are kind of they're making light of the whole eating thing, right? They're removing any sort of fear and any sort of guilt from what would normally be for most people an activity where they probably feel a little bit guilty. Like, oh my God, this food's so bad. I shouldn't be eating this. This is like really bad, whatever. And like you can see, she seems pretty happy. Like, seems like she's like getting over it, right? And I just want to like contrast this with the whole like all in Stephanie Buttermore or whatever. And I made that video, and honestly, after watching Kino Body's video, like I feel kind of bad about what I said. However, like and because what I really think is that whole like all in challenge is designed to do exactly what this girl is doing right here, which is use essentially exposure therapy and like forcing you into the problem immediately to get over whatever your problem is, by kind of like breaking the associations with it. Okay, so, and again, the whole all-in thing it's too open-ended for me. It's like I'm just going to eat as much as I want until I feel like stopping, which like, I don't know, I feel like that gives people a little too much freedom. Whereas this is much more controlled. It's like, okay, we're going to go, this is like one time, we're going to do an exercise, we're going to go to the heart attack grill, you're going to eat whatever you want, and it's much easier to kind of, I guess, like learn from that. So yeah.
My IV was a bag of wine. You had like a 3 ounce, was it 3.5 ounce?
It was a lot of Malibu pineapple.
Yeah.
Don't judge me! Everything in that place was triggering for a person with an ED. Everything. But she was smiling the whole way, smashing through that burger. Since she was 10 years old, she's been struggling with this, and only really headed into recovery a year and a little bit ago. It's my choice to be offended by something. The power is on me to see it in whatever way I want. It's an easy way out to say that I don't have to do this because there's a lot of things right here that are triggering me. You know, you don't have to listen to someone like me who's never experienced an ED. But I'm going off everything that I've learned through this relationship with her, and I can see firsthand that it is possible to completely ignore it. It takes a really mentally strong person to be in a position where they should be triggered, but say, nope, I'm choosing how I feel about this.
And bear in mind, I never thought of myself as a strong-willed person. You don't have to feel strong to be strong.
That is something that you need to look at as one of the biggest achievements that you have ever done. Because you turned your back on your eating. What you did in that heart attack grill was turning your back on your past.
So we decided to get spanked just because I wanted...
Okay, he's a good boyfriend. I'm assuming this is her boyfriend, right? Good boyfriend, I guess. But honestly, watching this, kind of like, this is totally random and like kind of ridiculous. But when I watch this, to the point that I made earlier about this being an exercise for girls who have an eating disorder, or anorexia specifically, I guess, I think this is like phenomenal, right? This, like, it can't actually be any better than this. Like, you go to a themed restaurant about people who are like fat and like disgusting. So initially, like, automatically, what are you doing? You're comparing yourself to all these like really fat people, and you're like, okay, I look pretty good. And all of the like additional like themed stuff is all like about heart attacks and dying. So you're contrasting yourself a lot. You're like, well, actually, I'm pretty healthy. So it reduces, I guess, the significance of this one meal, which you could say is reducing the significance overall of like eating, let's say. Number two, the wine, right? When you drink alcohol, you're gonna be like a little bit looser. It's gonna kind of like loosen you up and make you relax a little bit more. And then eating the food, like, obviously, like, one quote unquote bad meal is not gonna kill you. It's not the end of the world, right? So I think, and so, like, all of that, like, they like accidentally like figured this out by just doing like, not a joke video, but kind of like one of these like ironic videos on YouTube. So I think this can be very good for like girls who like have an eating disorder and actually like want to change it or do something about it.
And to see it. Even though I finished it, I got spanked.
I'm still struggling to sit down. Oh, boo!
I completed the challenge!
That place was a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend it. It was a lot of fun.
Another thing that was fun was the mystery murder. Actually, it was a marriage murder. We went to a murder mystery interactive dinner party. Tyler got the Best Supporting Actor award in the show. He got like an actual award.
What do you do in Australia?
Oh, I'm not there anymore. I live in Hong Kong.
Okay, that's a hell of a commute. What would make you angry enough to kill someone?
Probably losing at Monopoly.
And what kind of weapon would you use?
A candlestick.
It's the wrong game, but that'll work.
I guess I gave someone a lap dance.
So that was my experience at the Heart Attack Grill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
There was a deeper meaning to this video with what she did and what she achieved. So that thumbs up is you saying yes. Yes?
Agreed. Well, let's hear what they have to say.
I support this and I commit to doing this. This is me. From this moment on, I'm going full hard into it. Nothing is going to turn my head at all. You're just gonna do it. You're just gonna, that's it. Your head's always this way. It's not that way. You're never looking at that rearview mirror.
All right, good. What a charmer. So yeah, honestly, like, I don't know if, did I say that in this video or the Kino Body video? Whatever. Anyway, I'm like thinking of how like all these other eating disorder videos that I've done, and like the Kino Body guy was very encouraging, very nice, and this guy also is like what is he, like super boyfriend or something? Like, so nice and so encouraging. And I guess you could say we're kind of saying the same thing, but it's like the good cop, bad cop. Like, these guys are just so much nicer about it, right? And more encouraging. And judging from like this video, that seems to have worked. I'm not sure if she was just like more open to doing it, like more ready to do it than, you know, some of the other people I've watched, or if she did it because her boyfriend is this like really like outgoing, friendly, like Australian guy who's being very supportive in what I believe to be a positive way. So I'm like kind of wondering now, maybe if I was too hard on these like eating disorder girls. I'm not sure. I think I might have been. It's possible. Okay. Anyway, thank you for telling me to watch this video. If you guys have any other suggestions for videos you want me to take a look at, let me know. Peace.